right, we all know first impressions of your home are so important. Did you know that most of you don't actually have your first impressions right? We're gonna go ahead and talk about that right now. A lot of people think the first impression is walking up to the driveway. Important? Not the first impression. A lot of people think your first impression is walking in and smelling fresh baked cookies. Awesome. Love me some cookies. Sugar cookies are the best cookie, by the way, when they're done right. Not true. Some people think it's, I don't know, make sure the front door is blue or pink or red or something like that, right? Everybody says, talk about the front door. No, first impressions, we're going to talk about them right now. What's up, everybody? My name is William Huffman. I am a team lead here in Minneapolis, Minnesota for RE/MAX Results of Good Life Group. Breakpoints, always going to talk about them. Top 1.73% for RE/MAX in the world. Sell a couple hundred homes a year. You know what? We ain't that bad. That's my sales pitch. So let's jump right into it. All right, as I said in the beginning here, we're going to talk about what your true first impression of your home. And this is where a lot of people get this wrong. The first impression of your home, and you're going to be like, duh, when I say this, is the photos online. Every time a sale happens, there's 3 sales that happen. We're going to talk about the first one today and the first one only. In a couple other videos, we're going to talk about what all 3 of those are. Your first impressions of the home are your photos online. And we all know we're inundated with tens of thousands of messages a week, you know, with billboards and signs and adverts on social media and everything, right? When somebody starts their home search, it's online. In the high 98th percentile, it's online. And if you don't grab somebody's attention in the first 2.5 to 3 seconds, you've lost them. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the first sale of your home is the photos. So what does that mean? Well, your first photos have to be the money shot, because if somebody starts clicking through the photos and if they don't see something they like, they're gone in 2.5, 3 seconds. Worst off, if they see something they hate, they click onto the next listing and they never come back to yours. You can lose somebody if the first photo is bad. You can get somebody for a few more seconds if the first 2 photos are good, but if you don't have an impressive first 3 to 7 photos, they're probably just going to move on to the next. So what are some things that you should, kind of avoid? Well, I love animals. Love animals. I actually ran into traffic the other day to save a baby duck because I weigh more than your average deer and I would cause a lot of damage to a car. So I'm like, well, these people are going to stop. And they did. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. People love animals, but animals don't sell houses. So if there's a cat tree, if there's a deer head, if there's a rooster mount, if there's anything like that in your first photos, you're probably going to turn somebody off immediately and they're out of there. So just think of... Nobody cares about your Pokemon collection. I do. I love Pokemon. I'm a nerd, right? But we're not going to have a Pokemon collection in your game room sitting out as one of your first photos. All this making sense? I'm sure it is. What is going to be better for you to focus on is your first 3, 5, 7 photos. What are those going to be? Do you have a fantastic lot? Do you have like a nice 2.5, 3 acre wooded lot and it's private? Guess what? One of the first photos is probably going to be a drone photo from several hundred feet in the air showing the lot. If you have a gorgeous kitchen that you just remodeled with an island you could play football on, all right, cool. I was thinking of the Kid Rock song, a baseball or a bathroom you can play baseball in, or whatever. Okay, moving on. If you have a fantastic kitchen, that's going to be one of our first shots. If you have a remodeled bathroom, if you have a pool. Now, pools are 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Some people like them, some people don't. No reason in hiding a pool, so we're just going to go ahead and showcase those. So our first 3, 5, 7 photos are so dang important that if you get it wrong, you do not get a second chance at a first impression. Now, I'm going to talk about a few more things here, but if you found this first little bit here super valuable, please like and subscribe. I'm going to keep going. Now, there's the other first impressions that when you're walking up to the house, those are important as well. What we really want to do is we want to bring the property to neutral. So say in the wintertime, a first impression would be if it's wintertime and it just snowed, that driveway and that sidewalk should be shoveled. If it's not, that is not too neutral. That is actually a negative impression. I don't care if it's still snowing. If there's a showing scheduled, somebody needs to get their butt out there and at least show that it's been shoveled or plowed recently. Same thing come the fall time. Leaves. Leaves on the ground are cute for photos, but not for throwing leaves in the air in photos and like jumping into piles of leaves. Like that's fun for like your family photo shoot. Not for listing a home. We do not want leaves in our photos on the ground, or do we want leaves when people show up? We want to show that, hey, maybe some fell today, but guess what? They were raked up yesterday. We want to bring it to neutral. Let's go to springtime, weeds. We don't have to have elaborate landscaping out there. It doesn't have to be like we got Bachmans out there and you just did $10,000, $15,000 in plants. Nope, neutral. Fresh mulch, trimmed bushes, and no weeds. So that's just some idea of little tidbits that you can do for your first impressions when they actually get to your home. So let's just go ahead and recap here. First impression is the photos. First 3, 5, 7 photos. If they're not money shots, if they're not the wow, that's it. That's not what you're getting in the first 3, 5, 7 photos. You've already lost the battle. And then when we come up to the property, everything needs to be neutral. We don't have to be impressive, but we can't have a negative connotation when people walk up. So things like snow, things like weeds, things like leaves, those are things that we have to make sure we remove from the property. So this is my quick down and dirty of how important first impressions are and how most of you have been kind of getting it wrong. Okay, here's the deal. Here's a deal. Here's the deal. It's not a deal, actually. It's just my offer to you. If you are thinking about selling and you want me to put eyeballs on your property and just give you a list of everything you should do, let me know. I'm going to come out there. I'm going to give you a complete equity evaluation. I'm going to tell you exactly what you would walk away with. And I'm going to give you a detailed list of everything that you need to do to get your home ready for market. Guess what? If we never see each other again, we're going to shake hands and part as friends. Decide to use me when you sell your home? Hey, that's awesome. My job is not to get you to use me. My job is not to get you to like me. My job is to give you all the information you need to make an informed decision by the time I leave. And if that sounds like it's too good to be true, I promise you it's not. I do it hundreds of times a year. So like, subscribe, comment. All my information is down below. I really love doing this stuff. I hope to see you soon. And as always, we out. Deuces.